Hey everyone, it's Rachel with Journey Back Quilts. How are we doing tonight? I know this is totally out of the norm to do a live Thursday evening, but I have some fun things I wanted to talk to you about tonight, and it all involves the Farm Girl Vintage class that is open for registration now through Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, October 24th. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what this class involves, what you're going to learn, what you're going to get, all the fun things. If you missed our live open house yesterday, we had so much fun. I pieced together this fun autumn star block. Isn't that beautiful? So much fun. So you can watch the replay for this on our website over at the link in the description box, and I'm going to send it in the comment box too, just so it's easy for you to grab. If you're joining me, please say hi. Let me know who you're watching, where you're watching from, and who you are and where you're watching from. So this class is my most popular class that I have offered. Lori Holt is a very popular pattern writer and designer and all the fun things, but sometimes her patterns can be a little complicated for some, especially beginner quilters. And so I walk you through step by step how to do every single block in this Farm Girl Vintage book, which you will get with your registration. Look at all those fun blocks. So there's 50 blocks in this book, and I'm going to walk you through every single one of them. Now, you can pick and choose which ones you want to do and which ones you might want to skip to put in your quilt. I also give you a free PDF guide on how to lay out a quilt depending on the size that you want. So if you want to just make a baby quilt, I show you how many blocks you're going to need, how many pieces of sashing and cornerstones and all the things you're going to need for that size. I do crib or baby crib and throw and twin and queen, I believe, are in there. There might be a couple more, but that way you can pick what size you want to start with before you start and figure out how many blocks you want to make. So you're going to get this Farm Girl Vintage book with your registration. I'm also going to send you this Seam So Easy guide as a gift to you. And I'm not sure if you can see it very well. Let's see if I put the book behind it a little bit. So it's cut out like a flower. It is a plastic seam guide that just sticks to the bed of your sewing machine with these little stickies that are just like what come on the back of a credit card when you get that in the mail. So it's easy to remove when you need to change your bobbin or if you need to adjust it or anything, it's real easy. Once those stickies wear out, because they might get a little linty or dusty, you can just use washi tape or painter's tape to keep it on there. And that's what Lori Holt does on hers as well. So it's a really handy tool, and I'm going to send you that as a free gift to you. So let me show you my screen so you can see exactly what the class entails. So the first class or sets of blocks you're going to be learning is how to nest your seams. And this just shows you how to get those perfect points in your blocks every single time. So I know that's one of the pain points, as they say in the world, pain points of how to get your blocks looking perfect. And so I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that in the very first lessons. Now, they can be a little intimidating to do, but that's why I'm here to help hold your hand and walk you through how to make them. So with these video lessons, you're going to be able to watch them as often as you need to. In fact, you get lifetime access to them. And we're also going to do a weekly Zoom meeting for 8 weeks, starting next Wednesday, October 25th. And we'll skip the week of Thanksgiving and end right before Christmas. So it's perfect timing to get your quilting on and get everything situated in this class. And you might even finish your quilt by the end of those 8 weeks. So isn't that exciting? Okay, let me see if I can change. So I'm going to show you a couple of my students' quilts that go in each section kind of so you can see how well they did. This is Linda's blocks. And look at those adorable quilt blocks. So much fun. And Tracy's blocks. Now, the cool thing about this class is if you have a really busy life, maybe your schedule is hectic right now and you're like, I don't have time for a quilt class. This class is great because you can sign up for it and come back to it anytime you have a free moment. But if you don't sign up for it, then you won't even have it in your library waiting for you for when you do have time. And we only open this class a few times a year. So now is the time to get in so you can make these blocks. So I mentioned this because Tracy is a very busy woman. She runs her own businesses. She is a ski instructor. She does all these fun things. And so she has a busy life. So she doesn't have a ton of time to come back and forth and do these blocks as often as she would like, but she's been able to get a few done. So I am so proud of her for accomplishing that. Here are Cher's blocks, and they are beautiful. I love these colors. So much fun. And look at all those perfect points. Awesome, right? And Cher says, I just finished my 8th block and have learned so much already. Invaluable lesson has been how to correctly cut fabric to make the blocks. I appreciate how Rachel has taken all the guesswork out of every block. This is by far the best money I have spent on a class. So then the next set of lessons we're going to learn are how to make half square triangles, or HST for short. And that's those triangle blocks that you see in these quilt blocks. They're actually a square, but they are triangles within the square. So it makes the block a lot easier to put together. And I show you a few different ways you can make them. We make them one at a time. We make them a couple at a time. And it's so much fun to be able to do this quilting magic. So let's see, Rhonda's blocks, so cute. The strawberry block is so fun. And Rhonda says, Rachel's class taught me to believe that I can. The step-by-step visual process instilled skills and confidence in every block. I've learned more than just how to make this quilt. I've learned tips and tricks to help me far after this quilt is done. And holy moly, this woman's on fire with quilting. She is doing amazing work. I'm friends with her on Facebook, and she bought a long arm a few months ago, and she is just whipping those babies out left and right, and she's doing amazing work. So I am so proud that I got to be a small part of her quilting journey as she has just launched into the unknown. I just think of the Elsa song, Into the Unknown. And Kendra's block. So Kendra was a brand new quilter when she started this class. She had just retired from her business and she needed something to do to keep her busy. And she had always thought quilting would be fun, but never had time for it. So she jumped into this class and she is also amazing. Being a first time quilter, she did excellent on her first quilt. And now she helps me with a lot of my custom orders. So she is so good at quilting that she is able to even help me with all of that stuff. So, and we make a lot of memory quilts, which are not easy to do. She does fantastic work. She says, Rachel's fun and informative videos make it easy to learn beginner and longtime quilter techniques. She is so accessible to help with all of my questions. All right, then the next set of lessons we learn are flying geese blocks. And those are those triangles that you see all over these blocks, the big chunky triangles. They are so much fun to make, and I'm going to show you several different ways on how to make them. You can make them one at a time, and you can make them 4 at a time, I believe, is what we learn in this class. So you're going to learn lots of different techniques that you're going to be able to do on other quilt projects, other patterns, and you're going to learn how to read this pattern so that you can do any of Lori Holt's patterns later, or it relates to a lot of other quilters' patterns as well. So if that has always intimidated you, I would love to have you join us so that I can help you with that. Here's some of Teresa's blocks. So pretty. So pretty, aren't they? Look at all those perfect points. Oh, love it. And some of Judy's blocks. So pretty too. Look at all of those points. Woo! Rachel said, or Judy says, Rachel's teaching style is so accessible and easy to follow. She does an amazing job of continuously reminding you to use helpful tips and enjoy the journey. I would recommend her to anyone for learning quilting skills from beginner to expert. You'll always find something helpful in her lessons. So the next set of lessons that we learn, so we've got our nesting seams, our half square triangles, and our flying geese. So we've got 3 sets of lessons so far with several blocks within each of those lessons. So you can pick and choose in between those which blocks you want to do, but the course is laid out so that you finish all of the blocks in each course if you want to. So the next set is called Inset squares, or square within a square. Now, when I had created this course, I had known them to be cornerstones for some reason. I don't know why. I must have learned that from another pattern or something. So in the lesson, I called them that, but they're actually square within a square, or inset squares, or snowballed squares, or whatever. So snowball corners and things like that. So here are some of Kathy's blocks. So beautiful. I love those colors. And Beth's blocks. Now you'll see some of the pictures in person. We did a social distancing type class in my own garage. I have a fairly large garage, and so we were able to spread out, have our own equipment, and not have to be around each other during COVID a few years ago. And so it was so much fun to be able to sew together during that time. So you'll see some of those pictures in here with my garage in the background. And she says, I love this quilt. I've been quilting a long time and I'm not particularly a farm girl type, but I have loved this quilt pattern and class. It challenged me to pick different fabrics that I normally wouldn't try, and I love them all. Now I'm addicted to all of Lori Holt's patterns. The video lessons in this course are invaluable. So after that, our last set of classes is the Hourglass block. So you're going to learn all the basic fundamentals of quilting with this course. And the last one is how to make an hourglass block, also known as a bow tie block. And here are a bunch of those blocks just thrown together from all the different students, or some of the different students. I don't have everybody's in here. So after that, then we start combining the methods to create all these fun different blocks, like the farmhouse and the mama hen and the American flag and all these fun things. And there are a ton of blocks to choose from. So you can pick and choose which ones you want, which ones you want to skip, or do them all like I did. Some of the blocks have a little bit of embroidery to them too. So if you want to learn how to do a little bit of embroidery, I do include those in the lessons as a bonus as well. So another little fun thing for you there. So cute. Look at those mason jars. Love it. And here are some of my mom's blocks. So my mom was very instrumental in helping me get going with my quilting journey. Helping encourage me, buying my first little brother sewing machine, helping me when I had problems. And then she ended up taking my class, which was just another way of supporting me, of course, but she loved it. And I think here, yeah, she says she joined this class for 2 reasons. I wanted to quilt more and I needed some social interaction. The membership, it's not really a membership, it's a class, has made me more disciplined in making a sewing routine, or making sewing a routine, and I feel so accomplished when I've made a quilt. Man, I can't talk tonight. When I've made a block. Rachel is a great teacher. Although I'm not a novice quilter, I've learned so many techniques from her that have made my quilting experience easier and much less frustrating. Because of COVID, the social interaction was not in person, but I've had lovely conversations on social media and found quilting friends across the country. So you'll hear a lot about COVID in this, because this course first started back before COVID even hit, but it really got popular during that time, of course, because everyone was stuck at home. But I have heard from so many gals that it's still affecting them around where they live, and they're still kind of stuck at home. They don't really want to go in person yet, or maybe they just have a busy schedule and they don't want to have to schedule a class around their busy lives, things like that that make this class very handy for them. All right, here's some of Erin's blocks. And Erin is the one who introduced me to Lori Holt the first time. She brought this Farm Girl Vintage book to our class that I used to have in-person classes in my home for. And she was like, can we do this one next? And I looked through it and I was like, man, this is adorable. I love this. And then I actually got a chance to meet Lori Holt at a quilt retreat before I even started this class. And I was like, yep, that seals the deal. We are doing this one for sure. And she says, I'm so glad I took the Farm Girl Vintage class with Rachel. I was able to go at my own speed from home while having her helpful videos available anytime I was able to get some sewing in. Yay! So here are some of the students' finished quilts. So you can see that you will be able to start and finish a quilt that you will be proud to show off. Here's Rhonda's finished quilt. Look at all those fun primary colors just popping. I see all those reds and blues. So pretty. And then Pat finished her first quilt, and she was a first-time quilter as well. She had never quilted before this class, and she finished this quilt and several more since then that I've been able to see. And she does a fantastic job. They're gorgeous and so adorable. She says, I've learned so much from watching your videos. I'm an expert with my seam ripper for sure. I must see perfect seams or I'm frustrated until I do. Thanks for coming into my life and teaching me a craft at 75 that I have hoped to learn all of my life. That just blows me away that I was able to help fulfill someone's dream in learning how to quilt and helping them find that joy and passion that I have. So I'm so proud of Pat. That's so cool. All right, here's some of Teresa's finished, or this is Teresa's finished quilt. It looks like she still has her borders to maybe put on, but I love this picture on her banister. It is so beautiful. She did such a great job with all of her blocks. So much fun. Good job, Teresa. And she says, I've been sewing for years, so not a beginner, but definitely not an expert. I've always loved Lori Holt and Riley Blake designs. So when I saw Rachel's class offering to walk through making a Farm Girl vintage quilt, it was perfect. I didn't think I needed the video instruction, but was looking for some motivation to keep going and finish this quilt top. I learned lots of new things watching the videos, and it was fun to watch everyone's progress. Thanks, Rachel, for all the new tips and tricks and keeping me motivated. You're welcome, Teresa. I'm so glad you came. And here's some of my mom's finished quilts. So she has made 3 so far because at the time she had 3 granddaughters, and now she has 2 more. So she's going to make 2 more Farm Girl vintage quilts for them, and then she's going to have to make some of the boy ones for all the grandsons that she has too. So she made 3. Wasn't she ambitious? Well, these are twin size. So you can see there's what? 24 blocks within each quilt. So yeah, she was pretty ambitious. She made quite a few duplicate blocks to be able to make a 3rd quilt, but she did amazing work. And here's Kendra's finished quilt. Like I said, she was a first-time quilter, and look at how beautiful this quilt turned out. So, so pretty. All right, now you're wondering, well, what else goes with this class? Because 50 videos isn't enough, right? I'm just kidding. So there are several bonuses because I just love gift giving and I want to spoil you rotten when you come be a farm girl with me. I am going to help take care of you so well that you are going to be a farm girl for life. So some of the bonuses with this class are you will get 20% off your long arming services if you would like me to help you long arm your quilt top. Now, I know a lot of you have your own long arms, and so if that's the case, just let me know and I will throw in a different bonus for you. You're going to learn how to turn some of the blocks into pillows so you can make some throw pillows. Most of the blocks come in sizes either 6.5 or 12.5 inches. We focus on the 12.5-inch blocks for this quilt just because it's a little bit easier to use the bigger pieces of fabric and sew those together for newbies. But as you can see, these pillows over here, they do have a 6.5-inch block within the barn itself. So we will tackle that a little bit. And then the barns itself are a little bit larger than that 12.5 inches. And the tractor block is longer as well, larger. That's what I was trying to say, larger as well. So you're also going to get the Beginner's 101 course. So if you're a brand new quilter, you haven't even started yet, or maybe you've just dabbled a little bit, but you don't have that confidence yet that you're going to be able to tackle this quilt, believe me, and believe those new quilters that you just saw, you can do this. So I'm going to give you a course on how to work all the tools you're going to need, how to cut out your fabric correctly, how to work your sewing machine and troubleshoot it if you have any problems with it, things like that. So you're going to get that course for free. You're also going to get a course on how to finish your quilt after it's been long armed or quilted or whatever. So I'm going to show you how to do the trimming and how to do the binding using a machine. And like I said, you're going to learn how to make some of the blocks into pillow forms. So fun. Those are all bonuses. Those are all free. They are included in this class as my gift to you. So here's those bonus blocks. You can see the barns and the silo barn and the tractor block. They're a little bit larger than that 12.5, so they don't necessarily fit into the quilt that we're making. But you can also work around them if you want to add them into your quilt. In the back of the book, there are a ton of ideas on how to lay out your quilt and how to put it together and what you're going to need for all of that. So this book is going to last you forever if you want to continue to make Farm Girl vintage blocks over and over and over again. And they're so much fun. I still have a few on my UFO list that I want to do too. So the other bonus that I'm adding this year, we haven't ever done this before, but I'm going to add 8 weeks of Zoom calls every Wednesday night from 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time to 8 p.m. just for us to be able to get together, sew together, or chat, get your questions answered, and help you get a great start to your quilt and maybe even finish your quilt within the 8 weeks if you're really ambitious. So that's another free bonus. We're going to do that every Wednesday night for 8 weeks, skipping the week of Thanksgiving and finishing up December 20th. So we start next Wednesday, the 25th, like I had said. All right, you're invited. I want you to join us. Registration is open until October 24th, and you can learn more at that link that is in the description box or in the chat box that I just sent you. If you have any questions that I don't answer on that page, please send me an email, reply to any emails that I sent you, or respond to me or message me, I guess is what I'm trying to say, on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. And I would love to chat with you. All righty. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight for this quick little run through of the class. Stay tuned tomorrow. I am going to interview my friend Kendra, and she's going to come on and tell us all about her quilting journey and how she liked this class, how it worked for her, and all those kinds of things. And then Saturday, so tomorrow is at, let me double check the time that we're meeting. I think it's 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Saturday, I'm interviewing my mom at 11 a.m. And my friend Beth is Sunday at 1 p.m. and my friend Judy is 3 p.m. on Monday. So stay tuned for all of that fun stuff. You can also watch these interviews as they come out on that page, and you'll be able to see everything that's going on. All right. I hope to see you inside and be able to see you face to face next Wednesday night. Now, of course, these Wednesday night things are optional. So if you're busy on Wednesday nights, you can also watch the replay later. So don't worry about missing those. These are not obligatory. Can I say that right? I can't talk tonight. Okay, it's getting late. All right. Thanks so much for joining me again tonight, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.